guys, it's Olivia here from Olivia's Catastrophe, and today I'm so excited because I'm here to help announce Sherlock-a-thon and also bring you my TBR. So Sherlock-a-thon is a read-a-thon that is going on about Sherlock Holmes and Dear Watson, and it's happening during March. It's happening March 8th to 27th. This lovely read-a-thon was created by KJ at Opalescent Reads, and I am a co-host along with Dom from Dom P is Here. I'll leave links to their channels down below, as well as the Twitter that is created for Sherlock-a-thon and all of the prompts in detail. So as I go through the prompts, I'm also going to briefly share my TBR for each and every one of them, and I hope you'll join us for this Sherlock-inspired read-a-thon. The first prompt is: the game is afoot. Read a book that begins in the middle of an exciting event. It's a bit hard for me to tell which book will start in the middle of an exciting event, but for this I've chosen The Wicked and the Divine Volume 1, and I know that this is in my library. This is a graphic novel series. I can't even remember what it is about, but I know that Kathy talked about it on her channel. I'll also leave a link to her down below once upon a time in one of her many wrap-ups. But yes, I do want to try this graphic novel series and see if it's one for me. Elementary. Read a good old murder mystery, and for this one I'm actually going to be reading a Sherlock Holmes story. I've already read all of the novels, so I have to read a short story collection. I have all of them on audio, which is read by Stephen Fry, the brilliant narrator of my dreams, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to be on because I've been listening to some random short stories here and there, but I think it might be the memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. However, if I finish the memoirs of Sherlock Holmes before the read-a-thon starts, I will choose a different short story collection. I'm not entirely sure which one, but I'll let you know during my reading vlog. Then we have High-Functioning Sociopath. Read a book with a morally grey protagonist, and for that one I'm going to go with Death Note Volume 1. I have watched the whole anime of Death Note and I absolutely loved it, except for the part that nobody loves. Nobody loves that bit, but other than that, I loved it. Light is definitely a morally grey character, and more so in Volume 1 than any of the other volumes, I believe, so I'm looking forward to reading it at long last. My Dear Watson. Read a book starring a dynamic duo, and no surprises here for that one. I'm going for Volume 2 of Death Note, and that is because Elle and Light are definitely a dynamic duo. They are dynamic in a very different way than maybe Sherlock and Watson are, but dynamic nonetheless. Inspector Lestrade. Read a book involving law enforcement, and for that one I'm going to read Saga Volume 3 or Volume 4. I get back to uni before the read-a-thon starts, and if I read Volume 3 in that week, then I'll be moving on to Volume 4. If not, I'll be reading Volume 3, and that's why it's one of those two volumes. Saga does involve law enforcement, even though it is of the science fiction kind, because both of them are running away from the authorities on either side of the war efforts, who want to kill them and capture them because they have broken the rules by falling in love and engaging in this forbidden romance. And then last but not least, Nothing New Under the Sun. Read a book that is inspired by Sherlock Holmes itself, and for that one I have The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie. Now this particular mystery is not directly inspired by Sherlock Holmes, but I studied Agatha Christie and I've read some non-fiction about her, and she as an author was particularly inspired by Sherlock Holmes. In fact, she wrote her first murder mystery because her sister told her, you can't write a mystery as good as Sherlock's Holmes mystery, and she was as big of a fan of Sherlock Holmes as anybody else, so she was inspired by Sherlock Holmes, and therefore her murder mysteries are kind of all sort of inspired by him, which is why I'm going to be reading this one, and I love Agatha Christie, so I cannot wait to read it. And there you have it. Those are all of the prompts, which sounds very doable to me. I've got a lot of manga and graphic novels in this one because I will also be doing required reading for uni, and I just want to see how I go at the beginning of the new semester. Please let me know in the comment section down below if you are going to be joining us for Sherlock-a-thon, and if not, what is one book that you plan to read in March, because this video is also doubling up as my March TBR. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more, and don't you forget to hit that notification bell to be updated every time I have a new video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!